From the lowest to the highest, from the furthest to the nearest, from the smallest of the smallest to the greatest of the greatest, yoga is about all of life, everything we do, all of existence. My name's James Bogue. Welcome to the Whole Life Yoga Podcast. Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita mi ritrovai in una selva oscura perché la dritta via mi era smarrità. So begins Dante's Inferno, his Commedia Divina, the Divine Comedy. Dante, the pilgrim, came to himself in the middle of a dark forest because the clear way was lost to him. Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, in the middle of the journey of our life, I came to myself. I woke up. I had an awakening. This is just like the beginning of another famous Italian verse, the beginning of Bella Ciao. Una mattina mi sono svegliato e ho trovato l'invasore. One morning I woke up and I found my awareness, my sense of self had been invaded and was being tyrannized by the forces of domination and control that would obscure me to my true nature. But Dante's Inferno begins when the protagonist realizes he's been floundering in the dark. He's been meandering along the pathways of life and he's lost his way. He is no longer in tune with the pulsating intelligence of his deeper capacity. He's got lost. He is disoriented. How has he been moving through life? Is it as the expression of his deeper longing? No. How similar this is to the beginning of the Bhagavad Gītā, when Arjuna, the protagonist, the great hero, the great warrior, he is there on the battlefield, which ordinarily, previously, has been the arena of his greatest comfort, of his greatest ease. It's the arena of him to express his dharma, his essential nature. As a great archer, Arjuna relishes going to the battlefield. Just like, for example, I'll give an example from contemporary sports. Novak Djokovic, I think he's almost 40 years old now. He still goes to the tennis arena to compete. Why? Because he loves the game. It allows him to express himself. And in the intensity of competition, competence. When the game exerts its unique demands on us, it brings forth deeper capacities, deeper competencies. And so a great tennis player, for example, when playing with a rival, the root of which is two rivers that run together and so allow something more beautiful and fecund to be brought into being because of their collaboration, their coincidence, their coming together. Arjuna, normally, he likes going to the battlefield because that's the arena where he can relish and experience his deeper capacity. Except today, now he goes to the battlefield. This is a figurative battlefield, of course. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But he goes to the battlefield, and what does he see? He sees arrayed all around him on both sides, on both sets of armies, those who are nearest and dearest to him, those, including in the enemy ranks, who he normally thinks he is fighting to protect. He sees the sons and the brothers and the husbands and the fathers of all the women who he feels it's his duty to protect. The families that he wants to protect. He sees in the opposing ranks his beloved teachers. And how is one supposed to behave towards the guru in traditional Indic culture? Perhaps, if one is an archer, yes, one might fire arrows at their feet and draw in the ground with the arrows a hymn of praise, but one does not try and kill them with the very weapons and techniques they've taught you to use. Arjuna, the great warrior, the great archer, his mighty bow slips from his hand. His throat parches dry. His hair stands on end. He does not know what to do. Because, figuratively, what is happening? All the rules that he has lived by up to now, they're collapsing around him. They are obviously no longer adequate for the challenge that is now in front of him. And so everything he's known is starting to dissolve. And this brings about what is known as Arjuna Vishada, his sorrow, his despondency, his despair. But this is the crucial moment, as Krishna describes it. And this crucial moment is not a one-off affair in a human life. This can happen many, many times. This is the moment when the things we thought we knew, we realize, oh no, that's not the whole picture. And we have a choice then. We can see, I was wrong. The sense of identity I'd built, the sense of known familiar that was my comfort zone, that gave me succor, that made me think I knew my way around this world, this reality. Now I see it's a fiction. It's not the whole picture. It's just partial. That can be a lot to swallow. And we could try and run away from that. But Krishna makes it very clear. That is a path that will do you no good at all. Not now, not never. Instead, what does Krishna urge Arjuna and each of us to do? To rise up and stand up and meet the opportunity of life. Embrace it for the opportunity to recognize more of your deeper capacity, to bring forth more of your true competence, and so recognize the deathless essence, that part of you beyond all the coming and going. And when you recognize that, then you can enjoy the journey of life, and you'll savor life much more. And naturally, if you're able to do that, you will find your way to express your dharma, your gifts, in a way that are conducive to loka sangraha, the well-being and cohesion of the whole. But also, crucially, at the beginning, Arjuna, he feels despondent, he feels despair, but what does he do? Crucially, he does not run away. Nor does he get lost in endless justification for his position. No. He explains why he feels so overwhelmed, but then, crucially, he becomes silent. And in that silence, Krishna starts to teach. And then begins this dialogue, this searching dialogue of the Gita. Gita means song. One way we can understand Bhagavan is that which represents totality. So one way we can understand Bhagavad Gītā is the song of totality. It's the song that makes the whole field sing. Yes, it's set on a battlefield. And sometimes people think, isn't yoga all about peace? Why is the teaching given on a battlefield? And when people start to explore more of the yoga teachings, they'll see this isn't a one-off. So many of the yoga teachings are given on battlefields or include stories of tremendous battles. Why? Because this is the reality. There are different forces at play within us. As Alexander Solzhenitsyn put it, the line of good and evil runs through every human heart. We have the capacity to be our own worst enemy and to tear things down, to sink ourselves. And we have the capacity to be our own best friend, to be constructive, to collaborate with reality, and so bring forth beauty beyond our wildest imaginings. This is also the capacity of the human heart. Indeed, what is the human heart? It pulsates, just like all of existence pulsates. And so there's the idea, if we become truer to ourselves, if we live our own authentic expression fully, what will that bring? It will bring tremendous beauty. It will bring us into rhythm with the intelligence of life itself. But in order to do that, we will have to face the internal enemy. Because the field, as Krishna says very explicitly in the 13th chapter, the field is this body, is this psychic realm. So the battle is figurative. It's one we all have to wage, one we all have to engage in. And Krishna says there's no point trying to escape it. Instead, engage with it with wonder, with gratitude, with presence. See the opportunity that is before you to bring forth your deeper competence. So Dante's pilgrim, he goes on a great journey. And we see this motif in spiritual literature from all around the world. But when we find ourselves in the dark, it's so striking. Krishna, the name, it means dark, black, dark like a mighty thundercloud. But the idea is, if we can be steady when we feel overwhelmed by the darkness, when we don't know what to do, in that steadiness, then the cloud can burst forth and shower us with refreshing inspiration. When we feel we don't know what to do, quite often a human reaction to that is to get more and more tense. If I go this way, that doesn't look good. If I go that way, it doesn't look any better at all. And then we careen into action from a place of dis-ease. And how does that work out? Usually not well at all. Instead, what the Gita suggests, no, find the courage, find the presence to be still. And if we can find stillness and a sense of relaxation in the face of stress and difficulty and duress, then in that spacious stillness, whole new vistas of so many possibilities may emerge. And we may find there are so many different ways forwards, and we can move forwards with more grace, more ease, more appreciation, more joy, and learn more as we go. So Krishna means the dark. He symbolizes the mystery. He symbolizes the intelligence of life itself. So yoga does not ask us to become anything we are not. All it invites us to do is to remember who we are, to bring all the members of the gang of our being into greater cohesion, greater togetherness, so we can actually drink deep from the cup of life, honor the gift of a human birth, celebrate this amazing opportunity of being born on this beautiful planet, and eventually perhaps crown the gift of a human birth by being able to die in peace. How? By living each day in peace, living each day as the expression of our authentic longing. So we can sleep in peace at the end of the day because we know we did what was appropriate, what was proper, what was right, what in our heart of hearts allowed us to pulsate in rhythm and harmony with the rest of the cosmos. So the Bhagavad Gītā is extraordinarily beautiful. I began this video by quoting Dante and I quoted Bellachal. Literature has the capacity to stay alive and to pulsate with lively, vibrant meaning in human heart for centuries when it is true, when it is what is known in Sanskrita as Purana. It's perennial, it's ancient and ever fresh, it's itihasa. This is how it goes, this is how it happens in a human life. So the Bhagavad Gītā, it is perennially relevant, it's perennially valuable. I've been working with this text for over 20 years, and through all sorts of challenges, through the ravages of the loss of family members and other types of, that when life gets difficult, when one has to do, it's just so helpful to have this counsel lively and present in the awareness. And also to be able to savor more and appreciate more the beauty of life through all the ups and downs. What Krishna teaches, he says, the yogin is the same in pleasure and pain, is steady amidst all the comings and goings. And at first glance, at first superficial glance, some people can misconstrue this and think that means that the yogin's life is a rather boring one. But this is completely missing the idea. It's not that the yogin is the same, like a monochrome existence. What it means is the yogin brings the same depth of presence to every situation, and so is able to appreciate life most fully. And this is the art of living and dying. Live so fully that we go beyond regret. We stop creating the past in the sense that the past is a weight of a burden that we're dwelling on, that we are regretting or lamenting. And similarly, we're no longer anxious about the future because we've learned to inhabit this moment and honour it for the fullness that it actually holds. The teachings are super pragmatic, and I would love for you to join me on the upcoming course. It starts the 23rd of February. It will run through until the 20th of May, Mondays in English, Wednesdays in French, 6:30 to 8 p.m, Switzerland and Prague time. All participants will have access to all recordings for the full duration of the course and a year thereafter. There's also more than 5 hours of background content on the Mahabharata that's included in the course. You'll also get some notes along the way and reflection questions. And I'd love to see you on the course.